William, hopefully your favorite videographer. We are here at the Dallas Area Rapid Transit Board meeting, the agency known as DART to Dallas, Texas residents. As a service to the Dallas community, we plan to cover DART board meetings from gavel to gavel. Public comments are required to keep DART board aware of issues close to the ridership that they may not get through other resources.
And that comes from Mr. Wageman, Budget and Finance Committee.
Madam Chair, I'd like to move the board's approval of one portion of this item. It's the defeasance of principal and interest for Series 2008 bonds, which mature December 1, 2014. This item is approved by the board. There will be a subsequent consideration of the creation of an escrow account and an escrow agent. At which point I'll accuse myself from a vote on that matter. And ask Mr. Cheney to handle that particular item. So I do move approval of cash defeasance of principal and interest for Series 2008 bonds maturing December 1, 2014.
Okay, that's section 1, and we have a second also. All in favor? Aye. Okay, and now Mr. Wageman will recuse himself, and Mr. Cheney will take up sections 2 and 3.
Yes, I move the approval of Amity National Finance, the escalation of record for this defeasance agreement.
Yes, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposes? Okay, the item is approved unanimously. Okay, the next item on the agenda, item number 6, also comes through the Budget and Finance Committee, and Mr. Wageman.
Madam Chair, I move approval of item 6, which is our financial standards for fiscal year 2015 budget and our 20-year financial plan process.
Okay, and second by Mr. Cheney. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, anyone opposes? Okay, the item is approved unanimously. Okay, the next item on the agenda comes through the Executive Compensation Committee, and it's Mr. Atkins.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. The 15 goals and performance measures were unanimously approved by the committee and by the committee of the whole, and I move that they be adopted. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposes? Okay, the item is approved unanimously. Okay, the next item on the agenda is public comments, and we have 6 speakers scheduled to speak tonight. I have a little statement I need to read to you before you start your comments. General public comments will be allowed at the beginning of each DART board meeting for a total of 30 minutes. And again, at the end of the meeting, when the 30-minute period does not accommodate all persons who have signed up to speak. Individuals who have addressed the board in the past 30 days will be recognized to speak during the public comment period at the end of the meeting. During the public comment period, board members may not interact with the speakers or other board members by asking questions or offering their own comments. Members of the public are reminded that their behavior during our board meetings is governed by the Dark Board Code of Conduct for citizens, news media, and visitors. Personal attacks, impertinent or slanderous remarks, and boisterous conduct will not be allowed. Each speaker will have 3 minutes to address the board. The green light on the podium will indicate when you can begin speaking. The yellow light indicates that you have 1 minute remaining, and the red light indicates that your time has expired. The first speaker we have for this evening is Robert Huffman. Will you come please and state your name and address? Thank you, Mr. Huffman.
It's Robert Huffman, 2942 Beltline Road, apartment 807. I'm here today to see if we can have something done about the Route 400. It is consistently late from the 315 bus to the 708 bus. Drivers usually get there about 3 o'clock. They don't leave till about 3:25. They leave when the bus is supposed to leave at 3:15. And the 708 bus usually doesn't pick me up at where I'm at until at least 7:30, 7:40. And it's supposed to be picking me up at 7:20. One time the bus was 3 weeks late, the 7 o'clock bus, 708 bus. It was 45 minutes late for 3 straight weeks. And one time the bus, the 7 o'clock bus, which left Spring Valley, beat the 6:30 bus. And how that happened, I don't know, because it left 30 minutes late, but it beat downtown Garland before the 6:30 was supposed to be there. That 6:30 bus came around, it was almost 8 o'clock before it picked me up. It was supposed to be there at 7:20. I had called and called and called till I'm blue in the face about this Route 400, and I keep being told that they're going to monitor the bus. They don't monitor the bus. Maybe they should be monitoring the people who monitor the buses. This has been going on for at least 5 years, and they're not understanding. And I'm hopefully maybe the board can straighten this out.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Huffman. We appreciate you coming. Before you leave, though, I would like for you to visit with Mr. Rob Smith. Okay, he's right here. If you can visit with him now, please. Thank you. Okay, the next speaker we have is Lisa Page. If you could, please come and state your name and address for the record. Mr. Huffman, can you visit with Mr. Smith now? Thank you.
My name is Lisa Page. I reside at 2942 Belfine. I've been having problems with 400 buses, he said, and I've called and made numerous complaints regarding this bus continually being late, and I've been told by bus drivers that they have their schedule, that I can get off the bus and get off the next one if I have a problem with his being there late. Now, the next thing that I have to say is smoking. I realize that there are rules now that says no smoking. They have not been applied, and it appears to me that cigarette smokers do not know how to read. I've made this complaint numerous times, and to no avail, and I've found that there are bus drivers who are smoking at DART stations and train stations. That's all.
Thank you, Ms. Page. And if you would, please, while Mr. Huffman is out there with Mr. Smith, if you could, Michael, can you show her where to go and meet with him? Thank you very much. Okay, the next speaker we have is Karan Mehta. And if you could, please state your name and address for the records.
Hi, good evening. My name is Karan Mehta. I live at 15545 Fox Meadow in Bristol. I take a train every day coming to downtown. I work for EFH. And I know that GoPass is a very new addition to the fare, all the fare processing that happens at DART. I just started using GoPass. And the last week, on Tuesday, I purchased a ticket while I was driving the car, so I was taking a risk. And I came to the station, I ran out, I activated my ticket, and I ran up to the train. And I was, there was a fare enforcement person who came by and said, well, show me a ticket. And I showed my phone, which apparently was, and said, well, it's in yellow. And I said, well, I activated, just as soon as I got it. And they gave me a ticket for that. And I know I worked in IT for the last 25 years, and I know that systems do take time to process. And it took a while for processing, and while I was talking to her, it turned green, and I still got a ticket. And in fact, she issued me a ticket 5 minutes after I got the activation. So, and she said, well, there's a zero tolerance. And what I don't understand is, what is a tolerance? I just don't understand what was the mistake I made, while purchasing the ticket or while riding the train. So I think this is an issue, it's a technical issue. It takes some time for the data to go from my phone to the servers and for the servers to process and send the data back. And if it waits and waits, I don't think this is the fault of the passenger. So
Okay,
I just wanted to bring it to your attention.
okay, thank you, Mr. Macker. We have Deputy Chief Walden. Okay, if you would, please visit with him and he can address your concern.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Okay, the next speaker we have for tonight is Rosetta Sebastian. If you would, Ms. Sebastian, state your name and address for the record.
I'm Rosetta Sebastian. My address is 1901 West Davis, apartment 207, Dallas, Texas 75208. I'm here because I have a disability, and this is a service animal. This is the way that I carry her. She's under 11 pounds. I have been kicked off the bus. I've been told that dogs are not allowed to ride the bus. A DART police officer told me that riding the bus was a privilege, not a right. I was told today dogs cannot ride the bus, even though customer service tells me that they can ride the bus. I have been forced to show them my dog's papers, and if I didn't, they were going to put me off of the bus. Because I have a disability, when I say that this is a service animal, that should be respected. And if you push the point to show, let me see your papers, I can do that, but I don't have to do that. But I've been told, yes, you do have to do that. That's when he said, it is not a privilege to ride the bus. It's not a right, it is a privilege. So I'm really concerned because I've been put off of the bus or not let on the bus, and I've had to wait for 2.5 hours for the next bus, and then she wouldn't let me on the bus, and then a lot of DART police officers come, and this is very stressful for me. I've never gone through anything like this in any other state. I moved here because of the Potter's House, thinking that this is a religious place. I hate to bring religion into it, but these bus drivers are really mean and cruel. They show, when I say I have a disability, one bus officer said, show me what your dog does for you. And that was way out of line. So this needs to be addressed and stopped. I should be able to ride the bus and not be harassed. And I'm harassed on a daily basis.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Sebastian. Tim Doobie, if you could please visit with Ms. Sebastian. Okay. Caldwell? Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay, the next speaker we have is Noah Shapiro. If you would, please state your name and address for the records.
Noah Shapiro, 2610 Dixiana Drive in Farmers Branch. Good evening, and thank you. I'd like to start out by saying unequivocally that photography is not a crime. In fact, photography is a constitutionally protected right that cannot be arbitrarily disposed of on the whim of a peace officer, or in my recent experience, a DART fair enforcement officer. More about that in a moment. But first, in plain English, unless there's a specific legal prohibition, an individual has the right to take photographs in public spaces, whether they're parks, sidewalks, or public areas of DART trains. In fact, with the exception of specific areas, like the City Place Station, DART does not have any rules that prohibit photography. Most major transit agencies in the USA have rules or guidelines that affirmatively permit photography. Examples include the Chicago CTA, Los Angeles MTA, Miami Metro Rail, and Maryland MTA, just to name a few. For the Chicago Transit Authority, the policy states, quote, "The general public is permitted to use handheld cameras to take photographs, capture digital images, and videotape within public areas of CTA stations and transit vehicles for personal, non-commercial use." So what does this have to do with DART? Only 24 hours or so ago, nearby this very location, FEO J.L. Johnson asserted that I had no authority to photograph. He demanded my identification, which I declined. He verbally harassed me, and he accused me of disorderly conduct and interference, and demanded that I deboard his train, and I declined to do that as well. So what was the alleged grave offense during this onslaught? While seated on the train, I took a single photograph using this mobile device. I hold that the actions of FEO J.L. Johnson constitute official oppression under Section 39.03 of the Texas Penal Code. This type of behavior should not be tolerated from any public-facing DART employee. I would like to request that the board specifically directs FEO J.L. Johnson to cease and desist the unconstitutional and unwarranted harassment and attempted intimidation of passengers that dare to engage in a non-disruptive and constitutionally protected activity. Furthermore, most importantly, I request that DART formally promulgate policy that affirmatively supports the right of passengers to engage in legal, constitutionally protected activity and provide specific remedies against public servants that attempt to impair this constitutional right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Shapiro. I have Deputy Chief Addison. If you could, please visit with Mr. Shapiro. Thank you. The next speaker we have is Avis Hardiman. If you could, please, your name and address.
Good evening. My name is Avis Hardiman. I live at 2157 Boulder Avenue in Dallas, Texas, 75216. And I'm a student in El Central, and I catch the train every day, 2-3 times a day. And there is not a sign that says you can't bring your puppy on the train with you. I know that you can't eat and you can't have loud music, and you know there are a lot of things. It's clear what you can't do. But I had to take my puppy to the doctor, and they put me off the train, and it's just a little toy poodle, and he was in a bag on a leash. Now, I don't think that that's right, because if animals aren't allowed on the train, you know, how do we know that if it's not stated? So I just don't think that I should have been put off the train, you know, because I had my puppy. And, you know, if you could do something about that, either let us know or put a sign up there with a dog, with an arrow, with a line in it or something that would let us know that we can't bring our puppies to the vet on DART train, that would be great, because that's very inconvenient.
Thank you very much, Ms. Hardiman. Todd, okay, if you could please take her to Tim Newby so that he can visit with her. Thank you, Ms. Hardiman. Okay, the next speaker we have is Mr. James Harris, and he is the final speaker I have for tonight. If there's someone else who would like to speak, I need you to get a card filled out while Mr. Harris is speaking. You know the routine, Mr. Harris, your name and address.
Yes, ma'am.
Good to see you.
I'd like to say good evening to all of you, Madam Chair, Mr. President, Young Council. My name is James Harris. I reside at 5606 Chicken Crest Trail in Dallas, Texas, 75241, my zip code. Section 18 of the DART Board policy talks about conflict of interest. I do believe that it is a conflict of interest that the deputy executive director who sits on the retirement committee, the defined benefit retirement committee, is a conflict of interest. He is just about taking over the committee. It has taken him 2 years to solve a problem about a disability claim. I passed the motion before I left. I'm retired, and it has been 3 years. And my motion has not been approved. Mr. President, you promised me that you would sign off on it, about 7.1 on the up or down colon. That has not taken place, and the deputy executive vice president said that they were going to need to get in a hurry. Well, 3 years is a pretty good long time. Now, this morning, I sat on the retirement committee for just short of 14 years. I attended it since 1989. I've never seen anything like what I saw this morning. How did the audit report get before the actuary's report? That doesn't happen. The actuary report is supposed to be before the audit report. The audit report is in turn tell you that everything is all right. Last year, you all decided to get a new auditor. You got rid of Deloitte & Touche. This gentleman came in and he spoke for about 5 minutes, did not have a piece of paper or nothing, so that the audit was just fine. I've never seen that before. And then contributions wasn't made on time. You have an obligation to at least half of it to make the first half of it by April 1st. If not, come September 30th, you are to put all of the money, an extra roughly an extra $200,000 to $300,000, and if you don't do it at April 1st. And I want to say to you all is that none of this is reflection on the chairman. The chairman is a friend of mine, and he has been out. So the situation that I see is being ran from a different perspective. I don't believe that they inform him on anything. That's what I'd like for you all to know about what's going on in this defined benefit program. It is obsolete. I don't know what's going on there. Would you check out the Section 18, Mr. President?
Okay, Mr. Harris, if you would please, you know how to call Mr. Thomas's office and set an appointment with him, if you would, Gary Thomas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you would call him tomorrow and set an appointment up with his office. Could you do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I have no speakers, no further speakers registered to speak tonight. Is there anyone else in the audience who would like to speak? Okay, the next item on the agenda, we have some radio and rodeo winners and proclamations to give. So I think Ms. Wise, you, along with Mr. Collins, okay, if you could, please. Thank you.
The rodeo and rodeo is held each year by DART, and this is an opportunity for those employees in bus, rail, maintenance, and police to showcase their talent, their skills, their knowledge, and their professionalism in the specialized areas of this competition. These individuals represent the best of DART, and all of them are proud and dedicated employees. The first place winners will receive $300. The second place winners will receive $250, and the third place winners will receive $200. The first place winners will also go to the bus and paratransit conference in May, and the rail operators and maintenance personnel will go to the Montreal conference in June. So, without any further ado, the first group of winners for the bus rodeo operator, Raul Abarca won first place in the local bus rodeo competition. He is also the winner for the Operator Customer Service Challenge, which we call SPICE, which is solving problems and incidents in a courteous and efficient manner.
Thank you. For the rodeo winner, Adolphus Armstrong won first place. He won first place in 2006 and also local competition first place 2006 and 2007. And he was also our first place winner last year.
Congratulations.
Mr. Brian Harris won second place in the local rodeo competition, and he is also the winner of the 2014 DART Rail Operator Customer Service Fight. He has 2 awards. He's also the operator, second place operator for rail deal. Our Smart Bus winner is Felicia Hall. Our rodeo maintenance team winners are Brandon Brigner, David Jick, and William Amlister. Our bus maintenance team, they are not here this evening. They are Anthony Redmond, Lewis Allen Wheeler, and James Marino. Each of these team members have various team skills and together pose a good opportunity to win the international competition in Kansas City on May 3rd. Our next group is our motorcycle officers. First place winner is Officer Troy Morris.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Our second place officer, our second place winner is Justin Ellis.
You haven't had someone else win this year.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
And our third place winner is Officer William Ouellette.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And our mobility management van rodeo winners are first place winner Roy Womack.
Thank you. Should see you again.
And the second place winner is Terry Burrell. And that completes our award winners.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Wise, and congratulations again to all of our award winners. The next item we have on the agenda is the CAC report from the April 17th meeting.
Thank you very much. I'm Phyllis Silver, Chair of the Big North Citizens Advisory Committee. Jay Klein, DART Streetcar Program Director, presented a comprehensive update on the streetcar project. The Union Station to Oak Cliff streetcar will use a unique vehicle that will operate under its own power as it travels over the Houston Street Viaduct. The current timeline shows this project to begin revenue service in March of 2015.
There is potential for future extensions of this line. Another streetcar project is the Urban Circulator Project, which would eventually be coordinated with the D2 project. This project is scheduled to be completed by the end of this year. It was interesting for us to view photos showing some of the challenges encountered by digging underground in downtown Dallas and to learn about overcoming these challenges. After the presentation, our committee's discussion included recommendations pertaining to the DART system as a whole. These included the following. Safety and security is the #1 priority. We need more DART police officers. Secondly, the comfort of our riders is important. We need enforcement of DART's code of conduct to achieve 5-star service. Some prohibited behaviors that we have observed are smoking at bus stops and transit centers along with train stations, and loud, disruptive communication, including use of profanity. The ease of transit use was another issue that we discussed. And we would like to see bus schedules for the route we are riding available on board that bus. Buses currently have schedules on board, however, often not for the route currently being driven. Improvements and positive points noted in our meeting included the following. Although opportunities remain for greater vehicle and station cleanliness, committee members have observed public awareness of the issue since the implementation of verbal and visual reminders about eating and drinking on board, and also about trash removal upon leaving the vehicle. Also, on board the new buses, we have noticed occasional testing on the Luminar visual display screens to show the current and next stop. This will be very helpful for passengers when implemented. And also, we discussed that the DART Employer Pass program is being advertised by nationally known Dave Ramsey on KRLD Radio. DART's Bob English is doing a great job in getting out the word about DART's money-saving program. The committee appreciates DART board member Michael Chaney's participation in our April meeting. We welcomed our new member, Francine Lee. She is Michelle Wong Krause's appointee. There is still at least one more definite opening. So please let board support know if you wish to recommend someone. And our next meeting is May 15th, and we are scheduled to tour the DFW Airport Station at that time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Silver. Okay, that concludes our agenda for tonight, and at this time, we stand adjourned. Thank you.
Ms. William, hopefully your favorite videographer. We love comments. If you don't like the way DART is handling things, lay it out for everyone to see. If you like or hate this video, tell us. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, tell us. We even love it when you call. Better yet, like or follow us on Facebook or subscribe to us on YouTube and get instant notices of all our videos